The Black Athlete book is very similar to my life in many ways. I grew up on the west side of Detroit, 7 Mile Biltmore area. And the book is basically the neighborhood I grew up in. So I wanted to just try to give it a reality piece to the book, but yet put a story that tells 100%, factual and real events that a lot of, young black athletes go through. The beautiful thing about the black athlete, it applies to not just the athlete, because, it's all about pursuing greatness. It's all about being that kid, just a kid trying to make it. It's about understanding the coin phrase of established on sacrifices. A lot of people understand. If you look at the crest, that is the black athlete crest, on the inside it says established on sacrifices instead of sacrifices. Sacra simply means strength in the Greek. So that's where the rings come in. It's all about strength, unity, and power. And that's why, we came up with the rings within the crest to represent that. My faith and my belief plays 100%, in all of my success, because I know everything I do, I couldn't do it without God. I'd be a fool to think that it's because of me or because of my abilities or my talents that I'm successful. But I know, God's hand is on my life, man, and it's been the one thing that constantly pushes me even when I want to give up and just stop or get discouraged. It's just my faith, man, my faith and belief in God. This right here is my neighborhood. This Biltmore. All this right here used to be houses. I had friends that actually lived in the house right here. On the other side, on that street over there, is actually where me and my brother met our football coach in Detroit, Pal. So all these used to be houses. I actually used to play basketball at a house that was sitting right here. We used to play basketball in the driveway. Now you see there's no houses, man. Everything's boarded up on the street. Actually, this white building right here on the corner right here, this is my mother's old church building. She's a pastor here. She's a pastor of this church for, I believe, 11 to 12 years. There's just so much has changed over here in the neighborhood. And right here is this Biltmore Street. This is my street. I live right down here on this street. Yeah. This is my block, born and raised. Lived here all my life. And this is the actual house that I grew up in right here. So whenever you see in the book where it says the brown 2-bedroom bungalow, that's it right there. Grew up right here in this house. This is my house. It's crazy. Time change. I haven't been over here, man, in so long. That's where it all began, man. It's the story of the black athlete is where it's from. And it's actually, man, it's weird walking up the street, looking at the houses, man. Look how different the houses are. Just seeing things, man, and just bring back so many memories of everything. Good times and the bad times. But it's amazing, man. It's amazing. Yeah, our neighborhood could have so much impact on your life that, I believe an awesome book like The Black Athlete, really just brought it back to life. All the memories and everything. You can make it out of any situation. Yeah, I grew up, man. I had 9 sisters and 4 brothers, and we all grew up in that house. In that house, man, a 2-bedroom bungalow. You know, my dad, mom worked very hard, didn't want a need for nothing. So things, you know, it's a way you can make, you know, you can make it out, man. You can make it out your situation. You can make it out the hood, man. So that's where everything just comes full circle. My boy, this is my boy Rico. Rico and Dump. They've been over here their whole life, man. Their whole life. They still over here, mom and dad and everybody. Lived up, grew up over here. What's up, baby? What's up, man? You ain't got to sign a waiver to be on film, do you?
Man, I can't be on camera.
Who living over in the house?
Which one?
Our house.
I don't know. I know them twin girls that said on Gilchrist that bought it.
Yeah, I know.
They
sold it, she told me.
Yeah.
For $16,000. You know, man, coming back over here, it helps me and it motivates me in a way to, you know, I think I escaped the jaws of death. You know, a lot of my friends still live over here, and they still alive, so they're maintaining. But for what I wanted to do in life, I believe that, you know, I got out, made the best of it, you know, and still continue to, you know, pursue greatness and strive, you know, for everything I want in life. I left here from over here in 2007. You know, here we are 2018, man, 11 years later, and it's night and day. It's night and day from what it used to be. You know, the beauty of the black athlete, everybody had their own story. So a kid in Texas, a kid in Detroit, a kid in Mississippi, you know, I think the only difference is just their environment or the city they from. But at the end of the day, you know, you're still a black athlete. You still got to deal with the realities of being a black athlete. And so everybody's story is unique within itself. When I leave this earth, man, I want to leave empty. When I did everything God put in my heart to do. Leave empty, leave a legacy, man. Leave something. Like my son, man, he'll be 7 this year. He know what the black athlete is. When he see it, he probably can't even read, but he know when he see the black athlete, I'm like, what's this, man? The black athlete.
I heard you're definitely a professional at golfing. You think you could beat me in golfing?
Yes.
Y'all heard that here first.
The clothing brand, it talks about strength and being proud of who and what you are. That's where the black athlete came in. Actually, I was just sitting down one day and I looked at my book cover. I said, I'm gonna put this on the shirt. I'm gonna put the black athlete in this font on the shirt. And lo and behold, when I did it and I posted, it just blew up. It blew up and then I put the slogan on the back, just a kid trying to make it. And people, they relayed the two of the black athlete, just a kid trying to make it. You know, somebody that's defying the odds, somebody that's been through trials and tribulations. And then, you know, it just springboard to a whole full line now of gear to now we sponsor track teams, high school basketball teams, AAU teams, to where, you know, they have taken the brand and they held on to it, man, and just is going to new heights now. Everything starts in the mind. You know, as a man think of his heart, so is he. That's how I look at it. So if you think and believe in your heart that you could be great, you could be a doctor, you could be a lawyer, you could be an athlete, you know, whatever you want to be, you can be that. The President of the United States, if you want to be that, you can be that. So that's my job. I want to go back into the neighborhoods, man, and just inspire the youth, inspire this generation to be great so they could come in return and teach the generation that's behind them to be great. I got a saying in my book, you got to see it before you see it or you'll never see it. So if you don't ever see it in your mind, you know what I'm saying, how can you ever see it in reality? You know, I seen all this when I was a freshman in college. I wrote it down. I'm gonna write a book. I'm gonna do a movie. I'm gonna have my own clothing line. I wrote all that out, not knowing how it was going to happen, but I knew it was going to happen. And I want to teach kids to dream. Don't be afraid to dream. And even while you're dreaming, don't be afraid to fail. You know, because that's just a chance you take in being a dreamer and being a visionary. You know, you're going to fail, but you did it. You tried. You know, I started a brand. So now I could do things my way and do things with freedom, you know what I'm saying, and with excellence, you know, the way I feel excellence is. So now I created a brand for, you know, people say, well, it's for a specific group. Well, okay, it's for a specific group, but it's definitely for everyone to support, to give them a thought process of, man, I can do anything I want to do in this world.